Welcome to my channel, USA Hope and Heart. Today's story is one that will touch your heart, open your eyes, and remind you that every soul hides a battle you may know nothing about. So sit back, listen closely, and let this emotional journey unfold. The millionaire secretly followed his employee. The truth broke his heart. The golden sun dipped behind the city skyline as the camera opened on a tall glass building, home to one of the biggest real estate companies in the country. Inside that building, Arthur Graham, a 48-year-old self-made millionaire, paced across the top-floor office, frustration written all over his face. Arthur wasn't just wealthy, he was disciplined, sharp, and known for expecting perfection. His employees respected him, feared him, and whispered stories about him in the hallways. He was a man who built everything from scratch. No shortcuts, no excuses, and that's why one thing bothered him. One of his newest employees, a young man named Liam Hayes, kept leaving the office exactly at 5 p.m. Not a minute late, not even when there was work to finish. Arthur noticed it again and again. Liam was talented, hardworking, quiet, but he refused to stay overtime like the others. At first, Arthur dismissed it. Maybe the kid had boundaries. But soon, important tasks began piling up because Liam would just vanish the moment the clock struck 5. Arthur didn't like mysteries, and he certainly didn't like his employees prioritizing something else above the company he worked so hard to build. So one evening, Arthur stood by his office window, watching as the rest of his team packed up slowly, but Liam rushed out of the main doors like he was running from danger. He didn't talk to anyone. He didn't laugh with colleagues. He didn't even check his phone. He just sprinted to the street, crossed the road, and disappeared into the city. Arthur narrowed his eyes. "What are you hiding, kid?" The next day, he made a decision that would change everything. He was going to follow Liam. Dressing in a casual black jacket instead of his usual tailored suit, Arthur left 10 minutes before 5 p.m. and waited in his car across the street. At exactly 5 o'clock, 00 p.m., Liam hurried out again. He walked fast, too fast for someone going home after work. Arthur started the engine and followed at a safe distance. Liam didn't take a bus. He didn't call a taxi. He didn't meet anyone. Instead, he walked 15 blocks, all the way to the older, poorer side of the city. Arthur frowned. Why would someone earning a good salary live or spend time here? Liam finally stopped in front of a run-down building with broken windows and faded paint. It looked abandoned. Arthur watched him enter through a rusted door. Suspicion and curiosity battled inside Arthur. Was the kid involved in drugs, gangs, illegal activities? He stepped out of the car quietly and approached the building, his footsteps echoing in the empty street. He pushed the door open just a little, enough to peek inside. What he saw made him freeze. Inside the dim room, Liam knelt beside a little girl, maybe 6 years old. Her hair was messy, her clothes were torn, and her tiny hands held a worn-out stuffed bunny. There was no furniture except an old mattress on the ground. "Are you okay today, Lily?" Liam whispered gently. The girl nodded weakly. Arthur's heart stopped. He watched as Liam unpacked a bag, food, medicine, a small blanket. He lit a small battery lamp, illuminating the child's pale face. "Did anyone come when I was gone?" "No," she whispered. "I waited for you." Liam smiled softly. "I'm here now. I'm not going anywhere." Arthur stepped back, breath shaking in his chest. This wasn't what he expected. Not even close. He left the building quietly, leaning against his car, trying to process what he'd just seen. The next morning at work, Arthur watched Liam enter the office. His eyes were tired, hollow, as if he hadn't slept properly in days. The millionaire felt something strange inside him, concern. A feeling he hadn't allowed himself in years. At noon, Arthur called him into the office. "Liam, sit." The young man obeyed, nervous. "Did I do something wrong, sir?" Arthur studied him silently. "I've noticed you leave exactly at 5. "Yes, sir." "And you refuse overtime." "Yes, sir." "Why?" Liam's throat tightened. "Personal reasons." Arthur leaned forward. "You know I don't tolerate secrets in my company." Liam bit his lip, eyes glistening for a second. But he didn't talk. Arthur dismissed him, but the image of that little girl haunted him. He couldn't sleep. He couldn't think. So the next day, Arthur followed Liam again, this time bringing groceries, medicines, blankets, and cash in a discreet bag. He stayed hidden in the shadows as Liam entered the same building. But today something was different. When Liam stepped inside, Lily was coughing violently, her tiny body shaking. Arthur couldn't stand it anymore. He pushed the door wide open. Liam jumped, startled. Mr. Graham, what are you doing here? Arthur ignored the question and knelt beside the child. She needs a doctor. No, Liam panicked. Please, sir. They'll take her away. I can't let them. Take her away. From who? From you, Arthur demanded. Liam's face crumpled. No, sir. She's not my daughter. She's my sister. Arthur froze. My mom died 2 years ago, Liam whispered. My father. He walked out. Child Services said Lily would be sent to foster care. She already has health issues. I couldn't let that happen. I was barely 18, so I took her. We've been hiding ever since. Arthur felt his chest tighten painfully. He, too, had lost his mother at 15. And his father had abandoned him emotionally long before that. The memories pierced him like knives. How are you supporting her? Arthur asked softly. That's why I applied for this job, Liam said. It pays well, but I can't afford a babysitter. I can't afford a proper apartment yet. So I run here every day to take care of her. I'm doing my best, sir, but it's not enough. Arthur swallowed hard. For years, he believed hard work alone built a life. For years, he believed excuses were for the weak. But this wasn't an excuse. This was survival. He looked around that small, cold room, no warmth, no security, no comfort. Just a brother trying to save his sister. Without a word, Arthur picked Lily up in his arms. Sir, what are you doing? Taking her to the hospital. We can't. I will handle everything. Trust me. And for the first time, Liam did. At the hospital, Lily was diagnosed with severe pneumonia and malnutrition. The doctor said if they had waited a day more, she might not have survived. Liam broke down in the hallway, crying in silent guilt. Arthur placed a hand on his shoulder. You did everything you could, he whispered. Now let me help. Over the next 2 weeks, Arthur visited the hospital every day. He brought toys, food, warm clothes, and even hired a nurse to watch over Lily while Liam continued working. But something else changed too. Arthur began to see Liam differently. Not as an employee, not as an obligation, but as a reflection of who he once was, a scared boy fighting the world alone. When Lily was finally discharged, Arthur didn't take them back to the old building. Instead, he drove them to a beautiful 2-bedroom apartment with clean walls, warm lighting, and soft carpets. Liam stared in disbelief. Sir, we can't afford this. You don't have to. It's company housing. Consider it part of your employment. But why would you do this? Arthur inhaled deeply. Because nobody helped me when I needed it most. And I won't repeat that mistake with you. Liam's eyes filled with tears. I don't know how to thank you. You already have, Arthur said. By showing me that compassion is stronger than cold ambition. Months passed. Lily grew healthier, brighter, happier. She started school. She called Arthur, Uncle Artie, which made the millionaire smile more than he had in years. And Liam, Arthur promoted him, not out of pity, but because he saw true leadership in him. Strength born from struggle, kindness born from pain. One evening, as the sun set over the city, Arthur sat beside Liam on the balcony of the new apartment. You changed me, Arthur said quietly. Liam looked surprised. How? You reminded me that success means nothing if you can't lift someone else with you. Liam nodded slowly. And you saved my family. They sat in silence for a moment. Then Arthur whispered, family isn't always blood. Sometimes it's the people who choose to stay. Camera fades out on Arthur, Liam, and little Lily sharing dinner together _ a new family formed not by fate but by compassion. And so, my friends, if this story touched your heart, then remember. You never know what silent battle someone is fighting. A little kindness can save a life, heal a soul, or even change your own heart. If you enjoyed this emotional journey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support helps us bring more real, powerful, and cinematic stories right to your screen. Thank you for watching. This is USA Hope and Heart, signing off with love, kindness, and hope.